Okay, so the creator of the game, the Apple Girl, saw my thumbnail that I made. That's awesome. So that pretty much guarantees that we're probably gonna be finishing the series. But so yeah, let's play some more the Apple Girl. This time I got a fitting drink. I'm not drinking Pepsi. I'm drinking apple cider. Yeah. Yum, yum, yum. All right. It was 8 in the morning, the day after. The little girl woke up. This day was very different from the others because her big sister was not at home. That's right, we're in Act 2 now. Act 2, the Citadel. Not there to say she was leaving for the day. There was not a single note on the table. The little girl was alone, for a few days at least. Hmm. It wasn't just the absence of her sister that made the start to the day very different from the others. Sorry, we're already starting on a great start. Compared to the usual, the little girl took an awfully long time to wake up. Well, she was awake, yes, but let's just say she wasn't quite thinking straight yet. She opened her eyes slightly, rubbed them, her vision blurred, as if her eyes were filling with water. Usually it's a burst of energy when the little girl wakes up. This energy helped recharge her big sister at the start of the day, since she gets tired quick. It would also put her in a good mood. The little girl, drowsy, finally opened her wardrobe. She put on her little dress, then her little boots. After that, she walked down to the kitchen. It was calm. It was so sad. Sis is gone. Ah. The little girl sat down in the chair near the table. Her breakfast consisted of a slice of bread with jam and margarine, followed by a single glass of water. Mmm. The solids gradually faded away as the little girl munched on her bread. She loved it. The little girl had worked hard the day before to replace her sister when she was not there. From the moment she left in the afternoon until midnight, the little girl didn't stop harvesting her potatoes. She didn't get bored. Got tired of that evening. She made many trips back and forth between the field and the house to move the potatoes. As soon as she got home, she put them in a burlap bag and tied them with a knot. No fatigue, pure hard work. The little girl finished her breakfast. Silence fell again after she drank her glass of water. Good. I'm good to go. The little girl got to work. Life outside was much livelier than inside. Bird songs replaced the silence, but also a few cicadas whistling in this hot nature. If we could describe this morning with a single word, it would be hot. It felt very toasty. From moving from indoors to outdoors, the difference was striking. Was it even equality at that point? A warm beams of light bounced off to the entrance. The little girl came out. The light spread all over her entire body. A surprising wave of heat dyed her clothes. Ah! It's hot! The little girl quickly found a wheelbarrow near the front door. She took it to the potato supply harvested from the field. So hot. I don't think I'll be able to transport anything to the village. I don't think even... I don't even think I can visit everyone today. Hey, I'll start with one bag of potatoes for today, then I'll see you later. She observed the shaded storage area. She picked up a bag and threw it into a wheelbarrow. Okay, she brought a second one just in case. Her day now started. Timed that perfectly for the drink. The little girl skipped across the wide plain. She followed the path beside the field berries. You know, it feels weird drinking something and talking about it without having a face cam. I'm not going to set up a face cam. No. I'm not at that level yet. I haven't even hit 100 subscribers. It took quite a while to get to the village. Whoever wanted to visit this house had to walk along this path for more than 10 minutes. Therefore, it was preferable to take a car or bicycle to get there without any problem. Unfortunately, the little girl had none of these yet. But fortunately for her, the walk from the house to the village was on a downward slope. Of course, it was motivating, but today, the heat was what exhausted her the most at the start of the day. Finally, the little girl reached the village. After a long walk dragging a wheelbarrow full of potatoes, she didn't go to the village that often. The opportunity came mainly when her big sister went there and she had to follow her. She didn't see any interesting corner to visit by herself. It was a big village here. There are houses full of shapes built of wood, many colors, large ones, small ones, many ones. Few villagers were already walking across the plaza. After all, it was early in the day. Not many of them paid attention to the little girl. Some people were unaware of her presence in the village, as if she did not exist. The little girl sat down on the bench after her long walk to the village. She glanced at the sky. It got colder since. Several clouds hit the sun and blocked the warmth of the morning rays. She sighed deeply before stroking her forehead with the back of her hand.
Ew, that's a lot of hard work. That's a lot of work to travel all of this. Lucky for me, I filled all my bags yesterday. Now, wait, I don't even know who I should offer my potatoes to. I can't offer them to random people. If only I thought more carefully about my destination before leaving. Yeah.
So, she left again. The little girl walked across the few streets of the village, looking at the houses where she could offer her potatoes. Among the various ones she observed, there was no target or niche she considered visiting. She could knock on the first door that came her way, but she didn't care to start with an awkward moment. The little girl wanted her first customer to be someone she was sure they would like her offer. After a few minutes, she found a place that piqued her curiosity. The sign next to the door displayed the owner's name, the so-called Miss Cook.
I'll start with her.
The little girl knocked on the door. Knock, knock. She knocked again, this time with a shaky hand. Someone answered. The door opened to the owner, a tall lady in a kitchen dress and a mob cap. What's a lady chef? What would be a good chef voice? I don't know, grandma voice?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it the grandma voice?
Actually, let me see if the OBS picks that up.
The grandma voice?
Yeah, it picks it up just fine.
Well, hi, sweetie. Are you Miss Cook? Of course I am. Come on in, make yourself at home.
Miss Cook opened the door for the little girl and invited her inside. The little girl followed her. Scene 2. The little girl slowly entered the house. She brought in the wheelbarrow and made sure not to spread dirt or sand on the floor. A small dining table was in front of her. Miss Cook drew out a chair for her.
Come sit here. You seem exhausted. It's hot outside. Do you want a glass of water? Yes, please.
The little girl sat down on the chair beside the table. Miss Cook left the room to fulfill the little girl's request. She returned shortly after with a glass of water.
Yes, sweetie. Drink it, you'll feel refreshed. Thanks.
Oh, few sips from her glass. I think I'll drink my drink. It's probably not as healthy as water, but it's apple, so whatever.
Please don't call me sweetie. I'm not. Of course you are, sweetie. Just like your big sister. You know who my big sister is? Indeed. Not only me, many people know her. I've actually seen you walk around with her a few times when you were younger. Besides, you two look alike. She visits the village, she talks with the villagers, she visits me from time to time. Why would you come to visit you, Miss Cook? She wants to learn how to cook. Cook? Yes. She wants me to share our ideas with her. Ideas for recipes. She then helps me get certain ingredients for my recipes. She's the only one around here who can provide us potatoes this quickly. Oh, really? Recently, we cooked up a recipe for stuffed potatoes together. The villagers love them. Jen and I said recently, but it must have been, 2 years since we did it? Time goes by fast. Can't believe how much time has passed. It's been so long. My goodness. Oh, well. The little girl peered at the bags in her wheelbarrow. The little girl lost her words. Expressing herself and getting Miss Cook interested in potatoes was a desire she could not resist. At the moment, she felt anxious. The little girl opened her mouth slightly and started to stutter, like she had forgotten her lines in a play. Like she hesitated at the last minute. But was it at the right moment to ask? How? Without being too embarrassing or pretentious? I'm sorry if I talked too much. You have a reason for stopping by? Yes. I was wondering if... sorry, The little girl hid her face with her hands. Miss Cook was surprised. After all, the little girl was talking to a stranger.
Although she just said how much she liked potatoes, Miss Cook was, from her point of view, a total stranger. A thin blanket of stress wrapped around the little girl. Her voice trembled. Her heart was racing. So did her entrance.
I I came by to ask if you'd be interested in buying my potatoes. Is that so? Well, of course I'd be. Oh, lucky that I'm talking about it. You'd be interested? Yes, I'd be very interested if you're selling them. Is it because you want me to help your big sister in her job? No, not really.
What? These are coming from any kind of field, are they?
They come from my big sister's field, but I was the one who harvested them. I washed them and put them in my bags.
Oh, so you can do all that. It's a lot of work there, sweetie. A little girl like you should at least be helped by a big sister. The little girl chuckled.
No, I did everything. I couldn't help but watch how my big sister handled her potatoes. I did everything by myself, just by watching her.
You learn fast. Just by watching her, you say? That's incredible. It's very difficult for me to learn a recipe if no one tells me what to do.
Yes, everything I learned comes from my big sis. Everything is the same, like big sis. Every single pretty doopy thing, it's exactly the same. I harvest them the same way as big sis. I handle them the same way as big sis. And I preserve them the same way as big sis. I even watch everyone like big brother with big sis.
You can do... Look, you do learn very fast. It gives me an idea. I would invite you to come to my kitchen, would you? I would show you my many recipes, and you could learn how to make one. Perhaps you could surprise your big sister back home?
Yeah?
No stress, sweetie. It won't be as complicated as it may seem. You'll learn. Come on, bring in one of your bagged potatoes from your wheelbarrow. Miss Cook pulled out the little girl's chair so she could get down before heading to the hallway. The little girl grabbed the bag of potatoes she'd been asked for. Listening to the doors, one after the other, she stopped abruptly when she felt the lady's hand on her shoulder. Alright, the music is up so I can take a little voice break. This was the room they were about to enter. Behind this door, Miss Cook took the handle with the little girl and pushed. The house seemed much smaller on the inside than on the outside than on the inside. Good lord! When the little girl entered the other room, she encountered Miss Cook's kitchen. It was the strangest and busiest kitchen she had ever seen. As she entered it, her gaze plunged towards the ground. A thin pink napkin with the flower pans covered the floor on which a multitude of dishes were placed on top of each other's. Bowls, plates, large and small, all porcelain, all placed on small piles in several rows. Miss Cook had so many. Each of the piles that the little girl could see barely reached the top of her little leg. The piles were spaced out from each other and took over the kitchen floor. Does Miss Cook always step over the dishes when she cooks? The little girl looked up and noticed the mini cupboard below the counter and the walls. Some were ajar. She noticed spices no matter which one she saw them in. One cupboard had herbs, another had bags overflowing with powders, another with cans. Miss Cook was far from lacking in them. On the other counter, there were utensils positioned so they were clearly visible to anyone entering the kitchen, including wooden boards, wooden spoons, knives, again, many variations. When the little girl raised her hand all the way up, she saw frying pans and cauldrons hanging on the ceiling, or more precisely, on hooks fixed for the occasion. Again, lots of hooks with all types of pans, lots of pots and pans, of all the depth, all the textures, all.
Oh! Ah!
The little girl was starting to feel dizzy. Huh! Be careful, sweetie. Miss Cook caught her before she fell on her back. She put her back on her 2 feet and let her put down her bag of potatoes. This is where I cook. You see, she stepped over the dishes as she explored the kitchen. Here, I have everything I need to cook whatever I want. I have plates, bowls, spoons, knives, pans. I even have this sink, these 3 ovens, these 4 grills, these 37 cupboards to keep all the useful ingredients that make the best recipes in the village. And I don't see one toaster oven or air fryer. Very interesting. So they call me Miss Cook. Whenever people ask me why I'm called that way, I point them to my kitchen. Who else would own such a large space to practice this type of profession? It's a bit like your sister, who got a gigantic field to grow her potatoes.
It's so big.
You need to have a space to practice your job. Actually, I say it's my job, but I love cooking. I love I love cooking, so I allow myself to take the time to fill my kitchen. Hey, my man, I'm getting carried away. I got very excited when I decided to cook recipes. Have you ever cooked?
Yes, this morning I made myself some margarine toast.
Oh, so you won't be afraid to handle a knife?
Butter knives?
No, not those. I'm talking about knives that can cut. These ones. These are sharp knives. Must be very careful when handling them. Can be used to cut the potatoes.
Making recipe with potatoes?
Oh yes, since you brought them. Oh, do I need to pay you first? Wait a second, I have some money on me. Your big sister asked me the same. How did I not think of that? Here! The little girl held out her hands. A few coins were placed there.
Oh,
Thank you. A few coins? How far away in the past does it take place? A few coins? You got paid 50 cents for all that. Enjoy it. You got 2 quarters.
thank you. I didn't think I would be paid.
Good! Good. You didn't think you'd be paid? Oh, damn. I lost me 2 quarters. Now bring the potatoes to the counter. The little girl stepped over the piles of dishes with difficulty. Some of these piles were already too high for the little girl to climb over. It was as if she was walking past water holes to not get her feet wet. This big day meal will be stuffed potatoes. Ah, it will be delicious, delightful. What do you think, sweetie?
My sister often makes them at home.
Ah, how joyful she's cooking at home. It's a pleasure that you both love this dish. Our stuffed potatoes are the best in the village. My carefully collected and processed ingredients combined with the finest potatoes available in the area. It will be a fusion of immeasurable divinity. I can already imagine them coming out of the oven. Miss Cook was delighted. She lifted the potato bag and shook it to empty the contents. A multitude of very clean potatoes tumbled and rolled. Some escaped from the counter. The little girl's eyes quickly caught the few potatoes as they fell. Getting up, she noticed the field of work conquered by the vegetables that Miss Cook will use, including all the potatoes in the bag. So go get some aluminum foil, sweetie.
Will you use all the potatoes?
Of course. There were around 30 potatoes. If I prepare a village, If I prepare a village, it will have to be for me. For you, but also for the villagers who want to buy my dishes. Good lord. I'm surprised I haven't been diagnosed with dyslexia already. Well, I'm sure it's more serious than that, never mind. Go get me the aluminum foil. It's in the cupboard above the sink. Don't hesitate to climb on the counter if you can't reach it. Make sure to wipe it down with some soap and water afterwards. The little girl brought the aluminum foil, always stepping over the pile of dishes on the floor. You would need a stool to reach the counter.
Is there room for a stool?
Of course. There's one at the door. Bring it here.
I don't think we can put it anywhere. Are you sure it won't bother you?
No, not at all. Come, bring it here.
Good.
I just now realized, is Miss Cook made of cardboard? Interesting. You'd think all the NPCs would be cardboard and the major characters would, be actual people. Huh, interesting.
Now where do I place it?
Right here, next to me.
But I can't. There's no room.
Never run out of room here, sweetie. You can put it there, you can put it here, there, far away, there again. Even on the counter, there's space. On the other hand, I wouldn't let you prepare potatoes with your feet on the counter.
There's clearly no room for the stool.
Pass me the stool, I'll place it for you. The little girl offered her stool to set back up and make a room, but it was not the case to say so for Miss Cook. Without any thought, the lady placed the stool beside her. 2 of the legs were placed between small spaces where the dishes did not touch each other. Miraculously, the other 2 paws weren't touching the dishes either. The little girl was impressed by the professionalism of Miss Cook. There is room after all, see? Now you'll be able to reach the counter with no trouble.
Alright.
The little girl climbed the stool without asking any more questions. These events followed one another. The little girl followed the recipe that Miss Cook suggested. As soon as she wrapped the potatoes in the foil, she put them in the oven. Afterwards, she focused on vegetables, meat, and cheese. Time passed. Miss Cook taught her how to use certain kitchen tools, such as the grater or the chef's knife. Wow, 3 of my friends in Steam are online. If I'm lucky, I'll get 4. Maybe 5! Miss Cook often said to be careful when cutting the ingredients. The little girl was so young that the slightest mishandling could be fatal for her. She was supervised and encouraged through her cooking. About 30 minutes later, the timer was ringing.
Ah, that's the potatoes!
Yes, you can take it out of the oven now. Check these gloves so you don't burn your little hands. Step by step, the little girl followed her directions. She took the potatoes out of the oven to cool them for a while. She cuts the potatoes and removes the flesh. She puts the flesh in a large bowl. In the same bowl, she turns into mashed. Ugh! Ugh! God. I hate the skin in mashed potatoes. When I'm eating mashed potatoes, I expect the smooth creaminess of mashed up potatoes with butter. But for some reason, the crunchy skin. Oh, God, I hate it. It's like those soft apples that you bite into. Oh, it feels like I'm eating more skin than apple. Ugh. No, if I want mashed potatoes, I want it clean with no skin. I want the smooth, buttery creaminess that I expect from mashed potatoes. Yeah. And so on for all the other potatoes. We have to mix the mashed potatoes with our vegetables at the meat.
Good. And after?
Oh, they should be distributed among the potatoes. And finally, we will have to crinkle them with the cheese that we have grated. Oh, go add all the vegetables and meat. Use them aside so we can season them on top of the cheese. This should give color to the dish.
Okay.
Then after some time, as they heard the oven ring again. Ah, look at these wonderies. They're so beautiful and magnificent. Splendid. Ah, you could almost leave them on the counter and ask a painter to draw them. You mean, paint them. These recipes will all deserve to be framed in the museum. It's incredible. The little girl didn't think the same. Ooh. Just say it out loud. You know what? Your potatoes, they freaking blow. The stuffed potatoes were just beautiful in his opinion. They did not reflect the vision that the little girl imagined. Anyone could draw them without problem and without losing their qualities or their initial aspects. Now, we need to wrap them in several small packages for our next buyers. It makes me hungry. It would be better if we eat before storing them. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I want to taste it.
Well, you need a few plates. They're right here at your feet.
Okay. Okay.
The little girl took 2 plates from the piles on the floor. It's an excellent job that you did for us, sweetie. What was that shaking for?
Yeah. Stop calling me sweetie.
It's a work of art that would be worth millions. The other girl could have criticized her dish full of miscooked. She was too nice and friendly to give her honest opinion. Especially if the lady encouraged her through the whole process. Seeing the final product, the little girl would have liked to change this in certain aspects which would become very close to her version. The version of the appearance she sees when it thinks for Big Sister's stuffed potatoes. The taste wasn't bad. It was actually quite delicious. There's something missing in the taste that would have come closer to those she has eaten many times. A little more salt? There wasn't enough meat, perhaps? She didn't know, but the taste wasn't 100% the same. Probably too much cheese? No idea. Flawless. The little girl ate in silence with an embarrassed smile. Miss Cook appreciated the final product. That's what's important after all. Sure, now how about we cook a second batch of stuffed potatoes? The suggestion put the little girl's feet back on the ground.
Might pay you again for the second bag and wheelbarrow. Oh, that's nice, but I wanted to give 2 bags of potatoes to 2 different villagers. Sorry, I wanted to try to find other villagers interested in my potatoes.
Doesn't seem to bother me. Know that everyone would be delighted to see your potatoes.
Oh, really?
Sure, I know everyone. Not only that, but also knew the taste of all the villagers. I am Miss Cook. There is no one else who would know the taste of others as much as I do. Did you want to visit anyone else?
Maybe.
Go take a look at Mr. Lumberjack. He really comes to see me, but I know he loves potatoes. And just very endearing. Very friendly. You'll like him. Mr. Alright. He's sure... Whoa. You'll surely share a lot of connections together related to potatoes. You live in a small wooden house upon entering the forest area.
I've never seen a forest area. At least, I don't think I've ever seen it.
You'll see it as you walk through the village. It's a beautiful forest. It's impossible to miss. And you will recognize this house without having to ask yourself the question. There's only one house in the forest, and it's only built with trees around. It's all made of tree trunks. Very unique. Why am I yawning? The single description of Miss Cook seemed sufficient to her. The little girl didn't ask for more. She ate the remaining stuffed potato before leaving. I look forward to your next delivery.
Thank you very much, Miss Cook.
Miss Cook greeted her hand, and the last words the little girl left the house with a wheelbarrow. However, she left herself the task of visiting Mr. Lumberjack for the other day. And another day. Cooking had really worn her out. See you next time, little girl. Scene 3. Took 2 days for the little girl to work. Wow, 2 days. Man, Miss Cook must have really drained your energy. To rest, to recharge her batteries. Thus, she once again could deliver potatoes to the people of the village. She felt the sudden and varied compliments received from her first client. And was very impressed when Miss Cook completed her dish of stuffed potatoes. Granted, she didn't see it as work of art that the lady kept admiring, but the girl was still thinking about it. Miss Cook was quite generous with the little girl. Before she left for home, she offered some of the stuffed potatoes as a thank you. She said to herself that it would be better if the little girl ate some of them as she doesn't. She doesn't think she'll be able to sell them all. The little girl, during the 2 dinners that followed, enjoyed her potatoes. Did change the fact that the taste was different from those made by her big sister. She just still didn't understand what was so different. However, she was sure that the ingredients used were the same as those that big sis uses. Today, the little girl found herself still alone and bored at home. She then decided to continue her journey to the village. This day, we could see 3 bags of potatoes being transported by her wheelbarrow. Let's say she expected her next customer to experience euphoria when noticing her merchandise. Some villagers saw the young girl passing by. Hey, is she new here? This kid has so much strong courage to get up so early. Her face and hair reminds me of someone. She looks lost. Is she lost? However, no one tried to disturb her during her morning walk. Not a single one greeted her to not frighten her or embarrass her. She seemed so preoccupied in her world that disturbing her would startle her. The girl sat down on a bench of the plaza. She had walked for over 30 minutes through the village to find her next customer. She twisted her tongue.
Miss Cook wanted to play the trick on me. It was this forest that she was talking about, wasn't it, to go see Mr. Lumberjack? However, when I walked past, I got so scared. The path to get in is so dark. I can't see the sun through the leaves. I refuse to believe that someone lives in this forest. Perhaps there is another way in. Another forest I passed. Maybe there's a mistake in the forest.
At the same time, a plump old man in a neat suit passed by the little girl. He put down his hand and laughed while inflating his belly. This city needs a hero. Okay, I want to check if OBS can make the voice I want to do. Ho! Yeah, nope, didn't think so. How about this? Ho, ho! Yep, I got it. Ho, ho! What an adorable little creature! Obviously, the little girl was struck by the old man's words.
Who are you?
Really? You haven't learned to know who's the mayor in your village?
Mr. Bear?
Yes, I am. I'm the mayor of the village. You can call me Mr. Mayor without any problem. You do have the honors, and who do I have the honor of speaking to?
My name's...
Wait! No, I'm sure I know you. No need to tell me. You're the one who wants to deliver potatoes to the cook. You cook stuffed potatoes for the lunch sale. You also have an older sister who does the same delivery job.
Excuse me? How can you...
What a question! I'm the mayor. I know everything about my villagers. I have a complete view of what the villagers are doing with their lives. Oh, the girl moved away from the loud voice, which terrified her more than she could laugh. Come on, it's just a little joke. Yesterday I visited Miss Cook because she seemed proud of her new creation. At least she told me about your visit. Laugh. Come on, smile. Mr. Mayor struck the top of the little girl's head. Liz's smile as she tried so hard to hide was revealed idiotically by the man's tickle.
Oh, stop. Yeah, stop it. It's not funny.
The little girl couldn't help but giggle. Mr. Mayor found her funny. What you did to come by for this village? The little girl pulled herself together.
I'm trying to go to someone's house.
Oh.
but I can't figure out where he lives. Or rather, I can't find where he lives. Wait, hold on. Can't figure out where he lives, or rather, I can't find where he lives. Okay, okay. I move around and walk through the village, but I can't find him. And who's this someone? This guy told me about Mr. Lumberjack. Mr. Lumberjack? Yes? Suddenly, Mr. Mayor's hand brushed through against his double chin. He tapped the ground with his cane and lost in his thoughts. Let his fingers go, scratching both the tip of his chin and the hairs of his mustache. Then he inhaled deeply before releasing the hair from his lungs with a sneering bellow. How can you manage not to find it? The location is as remarkable and invisible as the sun in the sky. Ho ho! But I can't find it. Follow me, I'll take you there. Well, her little fear turned out to be true. What? Why? Is he really in the forest? I could swear no one lived here. There's only one forest near the village, right? Miss Cook must have told you that he lived in the forest, the one and only forest, so he's in there. Are you sure? Do you doubt my words? Do you, do you doubt my words, young lady? No, but I'm afraid. There's nothing scary there. Just I followed the path and you will quickly reach Mr. Lumberjack's cabin. The mayor left the little girl to her own. I would be lying to you if I said that the little girl had courage. No one would notice the distrust she exuded. He told her a lot of stories in which some protagonists confront the forest like a road they need to travel. Also, the forest is full of many beasts, such as insects and ferocious wolves and big bears. These animals did not act like they were in the fables we tell to children. Wow. Wow, my brain is melting today. Also, again, she feared walking in the dark, especially at night during late hours. Her big sister practically ordered her not to go outside in the sunset. Her big sister asked this to protect her from potential dangers that we can know about. The little girl, even without her order, did not like walking at night. She found this fear again in the forest. Follow the path. If I follow the path, I'll get there soon. Her legs was trembling, much more than when she knocked on Miss Cook's door. She moved forward with gentle steps, one after the other, holding her breath. The earth was a vast forest. Looking down, you could see how long it would take to cross the path. Even if you squinted, it was hard to see then. It was dark. Now you explored the surroundings, the less light was visible through the purple gate. The only rare sources of light are rays filled with lit up like fireflies in the swamp. Otherwise, you could see it was midnight. And it's so dense, very dense. Green trees populated both sides of the path. Fairly leafy trees. Some of these trees had their lower trunks severed and the base of their roots abandoned. It's amazing that someone has enough strength to form a path by pushing so many trees out of sight. Here's the description that the little girl gave herself while contemplating her surroundings. Vast, dark, dense. Far from what she thought when Miss Cook described it. The little girl had goosebumps. Some insects shouted vulgarities. Wow, this man, no cussing allowed in this series. The others invaded the forest while passing around the girl. But very often it was both at the same time, insects flying around the little girl and making unpleasant sounds. Her steps sped up and slowed down depending on her level of fear. She also didn't want one of them to sting or bite her. When will it end? She only walked a few minutes before it calmed down, but to her it felt like she had been walking for an eternity. She heard the dull sound of an axe hitting a solid surface on a tree, clearly. The little girl broke into a sprint. The wheels of her wheelbarrow crunched with dead leaves crossing on top of the roots. She saw a wooden cabin, very close to the source of the noise. Besides, the place of the cabin had no invasive leaves above it. Also, there was a man right there raising his axe to fold it into a trunk. And just as the man on the axe looked questioningly towards the small path, sound of dead leaves aroused his curiosity. Who's coming here? In this time of day? And as soon as the guest came into him, he stared at her, a fearful little girl, the wheelbarrow full of gags. Hmm. I don't know if I should do this voice, but it's the only thing that I could think of. Look at that. The little girl, even though she had never seen him before, stared back at him. Are you Mr. Lumberjack? Yeah. I want to know if I could share with you my merchandise. What's in here? The man raised his eyebrow. He brought the little girl into his house.
This time it was different. Let's compare the entrance of that of Miss Cook's house. Mr. Lumberjack's house was made entirely of wood. There we saw a wooden door, wooden walls, wooden floor, a wooden roof, wooden windows. Wow! The little girl entered, looked around. There was wood everywhere, of all colors and shapes. It wasn't just the foundation that was made of wood. The furniture was also made of wood. You could see shelves, cupboards, even a counter around the kitchen, all in wood. Also, a long and large table in the middle of the room, with wooden chairs nearby. A wooden table, too. My apologies. There were a lot of plates, bowls, and some utensils placed on it. Wooden tableware. There were even some fruits and vegetables piled in a bowl. Wooden. Little girl turned her gaze to her left to see a living room. There was a vintage wooden TV there on a defunct channel. No wonder. Can, Mobius pick up the voice that I want to do for Lumberjack? What would be a good voice? Oh, I got it! You okay there, little girl? You okay there? I think this voice works just fine. There's a vintage wooden TV there on a defunct channel. Then in the corner near the big window, there was a long L-shaped sofa with cushions. All in wood. Impressive. Moreover, just now that's what I'm seeing forward. Wow. However, when she wanted to bring a wheelbarrow inside, the little girl noticed a rough texture rubbing under her boots. There's a doormat at her feet with welcome, written upside down. In wood, again. And then she closed the door behind. Oh, what a surprise! Above the door, there was a head of a large beast hanging on the wall, with large antlers made of wood, all of wood. Eat! Ah, calm down, calm down. He won't eat you. Little girl, stunned by the atmosphere inside, turned to face the man. Mr. Lumberjack reassured her with a fierce pat on the head. This one is my wooden moose. The man pointed at the animal head. I can tell you how I got his face. Oh, I don't really want to say right now. Do you want me to tell you the story? Thereupon the little girl nodded shyly. Mr. Lumberjack placed his axe near the counter. I was in the woods, then, like many days, cut down my many tree trunks, but that day, it was... Stop trying to get me to save, I don't want to save right now. That's different from what I was used to. I kept cutting wood, and I saw the wooden moose. He was quite far from me, I'd say like 30 meters from me. He was far away, but at the same time, not that far away. I lowered my axe, I stopped cutting. I held up my hand like this. I was trying to call the moose. He still didn't move from his position. So why don't you get closer? I walked slowly towards him. I avoided the branches and dead leaves at my feet, and when I was near, he still hadn't noticed me. I raised my axe and slashed! Suddenly, the big severed head had fallen to the ground. Silence. Needless to say, by the end of the story, the little girl was shivering. With the description of the tone Mr. Lindbergh was using, she looked again at the wooden head hanging on the top of the entrance. You see that head? You next. Roll. Since then, it's a great collector's item for my house. Also, I can tell you the story of...
If you allow me,
Huh?
this news, was he alive?
Oh, no. You must have misunderstood. It was a wooden moose, not just a simple moose.
But in your story,
You made it look like he was alive? Oh, no. So I have a lot of respect for natural beings. I would not hunt any animal from the forest, not even the rabbit, since they're so cute. There's nothing about this wooden moose. The girl was confused.
I'm not sure I follow.
Doesn't matter. I can explain. Little moose is renowned for being a piece made entirely of wood, but would never move from its territory by itself. No. When it moves, it's alive. That makes him something that is not alive. Like this table, this television, those trunks which serve as a mirror.
I don't understand.
Oh, you're adorable. You remind me of my nephew. Doesn't always understand what I say. Ah, if only he knew. If only he knew. Yeah, if only he knew. Alright, that's the end of my apple cider. I'm gonna die by the end of this video now. I'm gonna get my apple intake of the day. Great. Now come, bring your wheelbarrow in the office. Mr. Lumberjack let the little girl walk to the office. It was a very moldy and dirty room. It smelled wet. There were even stains on the wall. Mr. Lumberjack sat down in the chair and punched on the desk with joy. The little girl moved to the nearby chair. Good, young lady. His hand moved in all directions as he spoke. Or miss. Girl, what do you want me to call you? Can I call you kid?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, kid. So what do you have to offer? I can see in your wheelbarrow that you're bringing back some potatoes.
Yes, that's correct. I want to deliver potatoes to different people in the village. I was told you like potatoes.
And who referred me?
Miss Cook.
Mr. Lumberjack raised his eyebrow. A smile at the corner of his lip lifted his mustache. Miss Cook. Are we talking about the Miss Cook?
Yes.
Ah, Miss Cook. Just hearing the name made Mr. Lumberjack go ecstatic. He couldn't control his pleasure. He let out his sound as if he was clearing his throat. Mr. had before him a being Green Valley in front of his eyes. Yes, it was obvious. The other person was charming, delightful, could reference me in the village. She knows very well about people's taste, like she has a complete encyclopedia in her head. It's been a while, been a long time since I saw her. Is she doing well?
Well, I saw her a few days ago. You seem really to enjoy cooking with me.
Hold it! And Summertime put his feet back on the ground. So you know how to cook?
Yes.
But you seem very young to accomplish such a sophisticated task. How old are you? Oh, sorry, we can't tell me these kind of questions. So you cook for Miss Cook.
I don't cook for her.
However, you know how to cook.
Yes.
That's a gift. Did you cook anything special with Miss Cook?
I don't think. I mean, we cook stuffed potatoes.
The girl was losing the man again. He propelled himself out of his chair and even knocked it to the ground. What a man. But what a loss of control it was. Mr. Lumberjack immediately calmed down. He took a deep breath and pulled the chair up. My apologies, kid, for the exaggerated wonder. You see, what we were offering here was quite interesting. I might even decide to hire you right away.
Hire me? But what would you hire me for?
For your potatoes, I'd like to buy all the bags in your wheelbarrow. Between us, you please don't want to do this. You want to cook, right? Is that why you want to see Miss Cook first?
Yeah.
At the time, the little girl thought her pies she would so much like to cook. She answered them without thinking.
Yes, I would like to.
Then I can hire you right away to deliver your bags of potatoes to me, but also cook when I'm working. You know how to cook, right? Isn't that what you told me?
Yes, but I don't know how to cook food.
I mean, I don't think I could.
She, the perfection, Miss Cook.
Doesn't matter. I'm sure you can fulfill my request. Hope you know how to carry a knife.
Yeah?
Follow me. You don't have to worry. I already have confidence in your skills. The man was getting up again. As the little girl did the same, he placed his gigantic hand behind her back. So Lumberjack walked next to her and pushed her a few times so that she moved at the same speed. A little legs, dearie. The same pace the man. Ooh, whoa. The girl was taken back to the kitchen. The girl still couldn't believe her eyes. After all, wasn't it Mr. Lumberjack's job to chop wood? But I think the little girl was more wondering about the time it took to build everything. Oh dear, even the appliances were made of wood. A toaster? A microwave? An oven? There was also a wooden refrigerator? How is this possible? The little girl was contemplating. I knew what to do the same, come to think of it. Mr. Lumberjack, for this part, was looking for kitchen tools in his cupboards. Out came cutting boards, then large poles and colander. He also had a place and boils there. I hope you don't miss anything, kid.
Wait, I'm already starting?
Of course. I offer you the opportunity to let your creativity run wild. So cook us whatever you'd like. Unwrap the potatoes and get started.
But what do you want me to cook?
Like I said, whatever you want. If you're missing any ingredients, just let me know and I'll see if I have any.
Can you just give me an idea of what I could cook?
Why not stuffed potatoes like you cooked them as cooks? Mr. Lumberjack turned towards his folding refrigerator. Nobody, the little girl left the non-freshness it gave off. It was like nothing was feeling it. She also saw the interior was much made of wood as the exterior. But also there was nothing useful in making stuffed potatoes. No vegetables or butter. Yeah, so it is... Alright, sorry. This refrigerator is only aesthetic. Wait for me there. I'll go get some vegetables. Also, Lumberjack was leaving the room. The little girl was waiting. Then he came back with nothing in his arms. This will not be possible. Did you do anything else?
Anything else?
Whatever, as long as you can cook. Let your creativity flow.
Well, from the few ingredients I see, I could do fries.
Would you... Fries, huh? Was you able to cook fries?
I don't really know.
But you do have all the ingredients needed to make them.
I believe that, I also need salt and pepper.
They'll be right here. Pointed to the celery and the pepper pot. Brought them closer to his vision. There.
Then, it should be baked in the oven, and we need to preheat it, I think. The oven, which is right there.
The little girl wasn't sure if the oven were here and made of wood or work. Good kid. But Mr. Wimjack confirmed that it was indeed working. He turned the wheels to adjust the heat of the oven. How could something like this work? Well, anyway, the little girl took a chair from the large table and placed it near the counter. Went up and stood up on it. Mr. Wimjack took one of the bags of potatoes in his arms and placed it on the counter. He untied the knot and removed the bag while rolling the potatoes out. In front of the little girl was a variety of kitchen knives on a wooden display. This time they weren't wooden, they were actual, real knives.
Yeah,
She still couldn't reach him. Mr. Lumberjack brought one back to her. Everything will be fine with only one knife.
I think so.
They're not made of wood. Be careful not to cut your finger.
Yeah, I know. No need to remind me.
So Mr. Lumberjack left her, chuckling. Wow. It's cackling. The little girl was observing her work plan. The cutting board of the suitable size, the bowl in which she would put the fries and the kilos of potato that awaited her. The little girl breathed deeply.
Now, here we go.
On her left hand was the first potato. On her right hand, a knife. Her arms shook, or rather, her arms. However, she didn't remember worrying so much with Miss Cook. The girl held out her right arm. She lifted it, and... Instant! She cuts the potato, and her finger. Nope. Then she cuts again. She cuts, and cuts, and she cuts again. Cut. The potato was going through the knife, made it feel like Cortana. Thin slice of potato fell next to the board. Thin slices, thin as cardboard. Then it was cut all the way through. The little girl took her another potato from the pile. She placed it on the board, and she cuts again, and again, and again, till the end. Pulls another one from the pile. Cut. Like that, and yet another. Ooh, so you're on fire, kid. A machine! Mr. Wimjack sweated next to the kid. As for her, nothing bad changed. The same pace without feeling interrupted. There was a light at a speed faster than the eye could follow. The little girl didn't stop. Was she even aware of what she was doing? One of the slices fell into the bowl. He'll pile up in the second round, but this time with sliced potatoes. Mr. Wimjack didn't bother her, even though you know how smooth the counter with potato juice. Mr. Wimjack did not wiped his gaze, fixed the shrinking pile of potatoes. A few seconds later, there was nothing left. The little girl would no longer slice anything, since all the potatoes were cut. She then understood the chaos she caused. All these slices, they were too thin to make fries. I see. Instead, you'd rather bake some chips. That. The little girl started and fell down the chair. She hit her head on the edge. Ooh! Ugh. The miracle she didn't pass after that. She got up without much trouble. Her thoughts came back into place and she managed to speak.
Yeah, potato chips. That's exactly what I wanted to bake.
Well, I'm fine with potato chips. Chips. I often ate potato chips when I lived among other villagers. They're homemade is even better. Oh, homemade chip, Miss Cook's techniques. My mouth is watering. It is official. They changed the recipe for potato chips. So let's continue. The little girl with a gigantic aluminum bowl. More she cleared the counter of the mountain of slices. I need to describe everything that happened in detail. What matters is that the man was having fun with the little girl. He offered his help to carry the bowl of slices, which was full of water at the time, so imagine who would wait. The little girl needed help, he was there. It must be said that he loved working as much as he attended activities. After a while, he drained the water and sponged the slices into a baking sheet. One of the most absurd moments was when the little girl had to soak the slices in oil. When she tried to add some, there were barely a few drops left in the bottle.
Oh, it's out of oil.
Out of what?
Oil.
The little lumberjack twirled around the kitchen like a top at full speed. He opened all the cupboard doors with great speed, nothing in reserve, not a single drop of oil. What a pain. Stay here, kid. The little girl barely opened her mouth. The man rushed out of the kitchen at full speed. And from the house, in the forest, he returned a few seconds later with a fresh bottle of oil.
Mister, you didn't have to go that far for oil.
Oh no, I can't allow that. If you need this oil for cooking, then you absolutely must have it. It's undeniable. Whereupon the little girl delicately took the bottle of oil. Time passed. Passed? I'd say an hour had passed in the meantime. Miss Lumberjack took the baking sheet out of the oven, admiring the little wonders of the little girl. Ah, see, I knew I could trust you. So, do you mind? The little girl didn't respond again. Miss Lumberjack grabbed the potato chip to bite into it. Oh, oh boy, these are the best potato chips I've tasted in a long time. No need to go back to the village to buy some now. I can make you cook. You have a future. She scratched her head at the man's compliments. She felt embarrassed for similar reasons when she visited Miss Cook. Was his reaction really that serious? Because to her, the chips didn't even look good. Like, at all. They looked like they were soggy. Which she confirmed when she ate a slice. A soggy potato chip. Very wet inside. Sure, they weren't like the chips she could buy at the grocery store. Certainly was that the greasy, salty taste we expected. Texture. Those would ruin the potato chip. The little girl was lost in thought. Mr. Lumberjack called her back to earth. He had in his hand a handful of money bills. We pay for today. Wow. Actual money instead of quarters. Wait, what? This much? Salary as if she had worked? The little girl didn't believe it. She didn't think she would have entertained so much just with a simple stack. You'll come back to see me, won't you? Even if you don't come back, I had to pay you for your service.
Wow, thank you, mister.
That does me a favor. Hope you come back. It's been a long time since people visited me. That would be warm of you. The girl accepts the money. Her money. If she came back, she could say she had a job. She would make people happy by delivering the potatoes in addition to being able to cook. That's what matters, right? Wasn't she trying to understand her big sister's life? The little girl felt the wooden cabin after chatting over the potato chips. Walking through the forest, the little girl was no longer cared about the insects that could scare her. Because she was too busy thinking she made someone happy just by cooking. Good. Leave the insects to their Xbox 360 Call of Duty methods. Scene 5. Wow. This is long. Hmm. Oh my, isn't she? Yes, I think it's her. Third day. The little girl had knocked on the doors of several villages to offer her potatoes. A day very similar to those we already know. I would love to tell you about the third person she offered the potatoes to. Yes? Who is it?
Hi, miss. I came to offer you my potato.
Oh, what? Yeah, the voice doesn't match. I mean, maybe it could. You know what? I'm keeping it. This one wasn't as entertaining as the first decline. The villager brought a bag of potatoes and left her right after. She didn't have just knocked on one more house, or even two. The little girl was full of energy. She knew how much she made joy to people's hearts just by delivering bags of potatoes. The little girl was knocking at the door of an entire neighborhood. All the village and neighborhood was surprised by the little girl's arrival. She had never been seen around here before. The arrival of a new person among them changed their habits and brought more life to the village. Potatoes? Ah, potatoes! So you're the little one who delivered potatoes from Miss Cook.
Yes.
Did you make these stuffed potatoes?
Yes, I did.
By the end of the day, a huge percentage of the villagers knew the little girl. Some already knew her because she had cooked stuffed potatoes with Miss Cook. For others... Oh, look, it's her! She's so adorable! Indeed, what a pretty child! Don't you think she looks like the other girl? What do you mean? It was a girl who came to the village from time to time. Oh, you're talking about... I say, it's true! Do you think she's her little sister? For others, it was her resembled to her big sister. Girls with natural scarlet hair. They were extremely rare. It was not only until the fourth day around noon when the entire village knew the little girl. Not everyone had seen her with their own eyes. Not everyone had seen her visit the doors. But the villagers who saw their rushed to tell the other villagers about it, then to the other villagers, and other villagers. Oof, it's not the cute girl. Huh? Honey, it's the girl who delivers potatoes at our door. How lucky we are. But before long, we all knew this little girl. We knew what the little girl looked like. We knew what the little girl was doing. No one asked who she was anymore, or if she really existed. Everyone knew her. We greeted her in the plaza or in neighborhoods, and she waved her hand in return. So cute with a wheelbarrow. So adorable! The little girl wandered through the neighborhoods. She was walking and looking at the people and houses around, until suddenly an acquaintance picked her attention. It was Miss Cook. She was chatting with other villagers the little girl didn't know. When their eyes met, she quickly concluded her discussion and joined the little girl.
Hi, Miss Cook.
Oh, hello, sweetie. Still carrying your bags of potatoes?
Oh, yes. It'll be 4 days since I started. I can finally make people happy just by delivering these potatoes. It's amazing what Big Sis gets for completing this task. She can finally rest after many days of endless work.
Miss Cook was moved.
That's very good, sweetie.
Whoa, have you visited Mr. Lumberjack? Dang. I had a good streak going before I started.
Yes, I saw him. He's so nice. He really liked my offer. He even wanted me to cook for him, because I learned to cook for you.
That's very, very good, sweetie. I would say that's incredible. This village needs a hero.
I'm so proud of you.
Ah, my disciples getting so much reputation in such a short time.
Uh-huh.
Is it true that her adventure only started 3 days ago? Time passed quickly. She didn't realize it. By the way, I'd like to introduce you to someone who'd be honored to see you.
Honored?
Come, I'll introduce you to him. And then we will follow Miss Cook. After a few minutes of walking and fussing, villagers glanced at the child. It never stopped. The little girl felt like an idol. The comments she listened to behind her back were always positive. The attitude didn't change. I'm gonna take a little break, and I'm gonna come back in a bit. The music might cut out because I'll edit it.
Alright, I say, Jack, are we cooked? Or are we french fried?
Okay, I am back. The comments she listened to behind her back were always positive. That too didn't change. She received complaints from all sides saying that she was cute and motivated in this activity. Still, there's nothing so amazing about carrying potatoes, right? The little girl's head filled with confusing questions. She asked Miss Cook.
Miss? Where is it, sweetie? Have you ever felt that?
Ah, my apologies, I didn't think I heard you. Well, Miss Cook wasn't listening. The girl couldn't find the right words for a question. Her embarrassment blocked her. Or was she asking a stupid question? She tried again.
Didn't you? Have you ever felt that? Are you doing something easy?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Don't you think it's easy to cook?
It's very easy to cook.
Okay.
The girl was still thinking. She added.
Do you know what the villagers say when you cook? Don't they think you're doing a hard job?
A hard job? I don't understand your question. What answer you want me to give you?
Have you ever felt like you're doing something easy, but others think it's not because of how easy it is?
Hard when it's not. A job is never easy, so a difficult job that is actually easy, I don't see. I don't think I've ever felt it.
Well,
Did you say cooking was easy? Yes? She lost her words again. Was she asking the wrong questions? She did not understand the answer she was looking for. Is there a problem, sweetie?
no, it's nothing actually.
Difficult to say. This is his house. And the girl was reading the sign. Mr. Doctor. Dr. Faust. He's a
He's a good boy. He's not very old, but oh, you'll love him too. Would he be interested in potatoes? No doubt. Let's knock the door together, shall we?
Again and before she answered, Miss Cook knocked on the door. A good tonk tonk, very firm. They were waiting. Behind the door we hear a loud noise followed by a series of muffled curses from an old man. The little girl cast a few glances at Miss Cook, but he also remained frozen and patient. Then someone opened it. Boy, not very old in fact, with a jacket and glasses that could make his eyes look bigger. Judging from the look in his eyes, he looked like he was waking up from a long nap. Yes,
Mr. Doctor,
what's happening?
I'd like to introduce you to my great cookie right there.
The little girl forced herself to smile. Mr. Doctor had never seen her before, but he recognized her by her appearance. He yawned. So it's you who...
Yes, she would have a lot of potatoes to deliver today. I want you to meet her because from what you told me...
Oh, I see. She would be great use to me indeed. Hussing. The little girl heard a shout from the house. Strong language that disturbed her at the time.
Good, I'll leave. You'll be good to Mr. Doctor, right? If you're nice to him, he'll be nice back, so don't get me too naughty. Bye.
And Miss Cook left waving her arm. Mr. Doctor welcomed the little girl inside. What? I want to apologize for this mess. The little girl infiltrated the house. Her wheelbarrow got stuck at the door for a moment. She had to yank it back in. The interior of this house seemed to be clean as compared to the others. Perhaps because of the aesthetic that was very different from the others in the village. At first glance, it was even strange. Almost nothing was covered in rock or wood. The exterior showed us that the foundations were all constructed from raw materials. For the little girl, it was as if she was passing through a portal leading from one world to another. The walls were very flat, covered with grayish paint. The floor was just as much with dark tiles. There was a large desk there, also colored into statured hue. A few small paintings had planted bland colors. A few chairs and tables being the only pieces of furniture having the small wood presence. Wow, scene 6! Oh my god! Only the legs were made of wood. The little girl cast long glances from left to right, up and down. Shiny. There was no dust or grain of sand to be seen. What kind of person could spend so much time cleaning the house to the point where it sparkled? Even our big sister who cleaned the house at regular intervals never reached this level of cleanliness. In the corner of his eye, Mr. Doctor stared at the astonished little girl. Before stepping on the carpet, he quickly intercepted her. Stop right there! Careful!
Oh?
Put on the slippers.
The what?
The slippers! Don't you see how clean it is in here? Ugh, they're at your feet, right here. Your boots are dirty, and I refuse to clean anything that doesn't come from me. Mrs. Doctor pointed to the small box near the entrance. The box filled the envelopes that would be put around the boot. The girl had a difficult time inserting them, given their size. Meanwhile, Mr. Doctor putting his hand behind his glasses. It's good.
Yes, Doctor.
It's Mr. Doctor, not just Doctor.
Yes, Mr. Doctor.
Good. Before I can tell you in detail about my problem, I need to show you the source of the problem. Cussing. The trouble, the little girl said the sound again. Ugh, it's too long, it's getting too long. I'm sorry, I'm taking too much time. Leave your wheelbarrow at the entrance. We'll come back for it later when the time is right.
Okay.
Here's your worried now that the little girl was thinking the same thing as well. She did assimilate the place as quickly as from Mrs. Lumberjack's place, but it was, I would say, complicated. She seemed to be missing something. But what? Ah, of course, kitchen. The girl didn't think much. She let her boots slide to the ground to join Mr. Doctor. Into a passing corridor, they stopped in front of a huge door. It was ajar, and on the ground you could see a few pieces of ceramic scattered around. When Mr. Doctor saw them, he blew his nose. My apologies, little one. Don't be surprised when you see what's behind the door. I can understand that it's not a pretty sight. The little girl barely nodded. No wonder, as Obie is picking up my doctor voice. Be not afraid. I am Dr. Faust. I think it is. possibly be hiding behind it? The doctor slowly, but without permission, pulled the door. And what was behind? Can I describe it to you without making you uncomfortable? It was one of the most hideous monsters the little girl had ever seen in her life. Oh, okay, so it's one of these indie games. All right. I was, beginning was wholesome. I was wondering. I was wondering when it would hit that moment where it's like, oh my god, what am I looking at? Incredible that she did not, in no time, flee or retreat. Other children have heard her rather go home to their mother's arms. Nico seemed more stunned than terrified. Laying on the bed, there was, if you could call him that, an old man screaming, wailing like a whale. His voice, saying its indecipherable word. It's already fortune it can be associated with that of a human being. But if I want to be realistic, the old man looked more like a multitude of blobs than a human being. Big, greasy, oil to the point of staining the blanket. He was drilling a lot to his bum that you would think of his chin. Food residue stuck all over his face. Disgusting. He waved his hands like a baby demanding attention. Oh, did I forget how much how bad it smelled? I can already imagine. Oh, I say it smelled bad. Seriously, the only detail that made the room a little messy, there was a mixture of the smell of fruity rot and abandoned meat. It tickled the nose. Mr. Doctor was approaching this thing. He turned around to face the little girl dragging her feet. I present to you. Mr. Doctor said. He still held out his hand in front of his misshapen pile of fat. I introduce you to my patient, sir. It's coming, sir. Wait a moment. I apologize. I came middle. Please wait. Come on, she's our guest. Show her some respect at least. What was happening? Could he communicate with this blob? What was it doing in his room? What is it the nature? He looks angry, sad, scared. His incomprehensible words could show many emotions at once. Longings that the little girl did not understand, as it was coming from other worlds. No one had spoken to her like that. No one with strong, crude, and meaningless language. Yes, sir. Be patient. Mr. Doctor would no longer stand this hubbub. He turned to the little girl, signaling her to leave. He himself walked out of the room, stopping every step he took. The little girl chased after the boy, even though he walked faster than her. As soon as she left the room, Mr. Doctor hastened to close the door. He could still hear the screams of the old monster. Mr. Doctor led the little girl towards the main entrance. It was quite a previous room. The sound broken by muffled cries and disgusting things still be written. The young man sat down in the chair near the large desk. He clapped his hands together in a prayer and pressed his forehead against them, expressing heavily. Then after some time he collapsed, almost dead from fatigue.
Oh, are you alright?
This is not the first sudden collapse that the little girl had experienced. It's not very unusual to see her big sister lose consciousness in the middle of the kitchen when she was finishing her harvest. Or even the rare occasions on the potato field under the striking heat of the sun. The little girl would really like to get a glass of water to comfort the boy. However, not knowing every room in this place, she did not take the risk. And then, she didn't want to have dirt on the floor. Mr. Doctor rose from the torpor. He adjusted his big glasses, and as if we were changing records, he adopted the same professional attitude as the start of their meetings. My apologies. I understand this well.
Well, you introduced me to your man?
Yes.
After we went out, then?
Mr. Doctor scrutinized, observed, and stared intensely at the little girl. He frowned. I thought you had it all figured out. I don't have time to explain everything. We have to be quick. Quick! And he was swinging out of the chair. Often when you're trying to explain something concrete to a newbie, it is better to explain it in a clear and slow tone. This way our interlocutor would take her time to analyze and ask questions if necessary. If I could describe how Mr. Doctor explained this problem in detail, it would be clear and slow, like unintelligible and vivid, and also add excessive, inarticulate, and ambiguous. In short, the little girl had difficulty keeping up. This gentleman, this patient, is also my client. I received him since the beginning of my month and remain lying, nailed, slumped, and the only patient bed available to him. He suffers from a rare and at this stage incurable disease called edoliteraeus, which causes the stomach to be constant in need of food. You must know what it is, of course. You know, if you can cook.
What?
In order to cope with this illness, I just described a load of 7,500, ideally 8,000 or 9,500 calories of food to consume per day. Of course, that means food must be processed, cooked, and offered to the same time so that you can digest it properly. Every day and every week, the extremely complicated process to complete alone. Catastrophic as doing surgery with scissors instead of hands. Some that don't even reach the desired limit, which makes his illness worse. Do you get it?
Yes?
That is why you also hear him screaming. I quote, "Eat! Eat!" His words are ingrained in my mind. Intolerable. Every time you repeat it, he always seems to ask for more. Always more, always more. Of course, my dear readers, I have abbreviated the facts. I would have just as much trouble describing everything and transpose it in a readable and pleasant way. What? From what little she understood, the little girl was able to visualize an idea of the problem. And it required cooking? That's it? It didn't sound like a big deal. It sounded like yet another very easy task. Confused, she let the boy speak. After abruptly shoving his illumination, he stiffened and pushed up his glasses. I hope, my little one, that you can visualize the mess I'm in.
Yes, Mr. Doctor.
She was lying. Alright, thank goodness. No need to repeat. I apologize for underestimating your potential. Without further ado, I must lead you to the kitchen. Still have slippers under your boots, you never know. Alright, follow me, and bring one of the bags of potatoes with you. Make sure that no soil seeds touch the floor there.
Okay, Mr. Doctor.
And they headed towards the kitchen. Go dragged her feet under the weight of the bag on their shoulders. The kitchen wasn't as different in terms of aesthetics as the entryway. The same flat gray walls, the same tilted floor, the same absolute cleanliness. It was a kitchen with a large counter length of two of the walls. Oh. There was also a few cupboards here and there, of course painted in a fairly dark gray. The counter surface was ceramic. There was also plenty of plates, bowls, and useful ingredients for cooking. It was clean. No need to dwell on this. So clean you could have a picnic on the ground. I apologize again. Still left messy. I haven't put anything away. I was just at the stage of cooking something for my patient.
Messy? Messy, I wouldn't say it's...
What did you say? At the little girl's innocent, his doctor moved his glasses away so to magnify his eyes. The little girl, who was startled, didn't say another word. Did you say something?
No, Mr. Doctor. I didn't say anything.
Go put your bag in the counter. Let's see if that's what you were waiting for. Oh, my apologies. We go over certain steps. I didn't give you any time to breathe.
It's nothing, Mr. Doctor.
No, it's not nothing. My patient is suffering. I have to take care of him, and right now I'm making a deal. No, it's not nothing. Give me a moment. No, I can't. I have to take care of you. Mr. Doctor is about to pull his hair, tear it out at the right source. He scratched his head as if he had bathed in poison ivy. Steam could come out of his ears. He lost his temper. Right before falling on the floor. Yes, again, the little girl gazed at the sleeping body. She crouched down and reached the boy's forehead. As hot as an oven ring. It was as if he had overheated. The little girl placed her arm on the doctor's back. She was trying to get him up. But in the next moment, the boy opened his eyes and stood up with nothing but the strength of his heels. He sighed and yelled at the same time, and he continued like nothing happened. The perfect recipe! The perfect cure! I got it! Quickly, he took out a marker from his jacket. He reached from the whiteboard of the kitchen and scribbled a lot of words and a few symbols. Did you see, little one? My new cure, a dish looking like this.
A pie?
Dr. D drew on a pie on the board. No, it's not a pie. It'll be a large capsule of dough as big as this, and inside we could put an astronomical amount of meats and vegetables, especially meat since my patient needs protein, and potatoes since that's what you brought us.
Okay, so to tower
tier? I don't know. I'm just call it tower tier. I don't know that word. In short, it will be a gigantic meal. And I'm extravagating a bit. A meal sufficient for the patient's hunger. The tower tier. Oh wow, I actually got it right. I think you said a meal that would cure him. Would you bring able to reproduce it with just the information written on the board?
I think Yes, I would be able to.
So don't waste any more time. We gotta hurry. The dough, the meat, and some vegetables are all in the fridge. And there are also your potatoes. Lots of potatoes. You need to put a lot of potatoes. He said before moving near the door. The little girl searched the refrigerator. This one was so fresh and clean you would think it was brand new. Plus, it was quite full. She remembered the exchange that Mr. Doctor had with Miss Cook. She wondered if they shared a genuine common interest despite cooking not being the boy's job. She checked out the medieval skills for the pie. Even though Mr. Doctor denied that his recipe was so-called tower tier, the little girl considered as much. What she pulled out on the counter was the essentials for cooking one. Instructions on the board were akin to baking a pie, too. Mr. Doctor never interrupted to say that she was doing the wrong way. On the other hand, he interrupted her a few times to say, "Don't take too much time, little one," or "Can you pick up the pace?" To which she replied without slowing down.
Yes, Mr. Doctor.
And so she sped up the cooking. Even pushing her to the faster, that did stop her from cooking the way it would. The little girl was already getting used to the cooking with her own habits, so she no longer felt like a beginner at all. She then followed the instructions to a letter, despite Mr. Doctor's wacky handwriting. In a pan, the little girl stirred and crumbled the minced meat so that it became nice and brown. At one point she was crying, because she was cutting onions. When she cuts her potatoes, she no longer cried, and she cuts them into cubes. She then mixed everything in the same pan, while adding a few spices. I'd be lying to you if I said she knew about spice. She only added those whose smells tickled the nose. The little smell that says this is going to give it an interesting flavor. The little girl would make the filling and then build the pie, always under the inadequate eye of her employer. No comments. Did he have that much coincidence in the little girl, or did she cook so well for him despite taking some liberty with the spices? The little girl finally placed the oven pie in the oven. Wow. All that remained was to wait. I won't describe 2 hours of waiting. So let's move forward. 2 hours later. The oven let out a ringtone. The little girl took the pie out of the oven and the doctor came closer to see the result. Gorgeous! Gorgeous!
Wow!
In fact, it was. The dish was. It was magnificent. You have to admit it. This was seriously appealing. It was the first time the little girl baked a pie, and she loved pies. Moreover, tower tier was a dish often baked during the holiday season. It was like she brought all the holiday spirits into the kitchen. The pie emanci a delicious smell from the spice mixture, and the crust was toasted to perfection. The eyes shone with the reflection of the golden surface of the pie. She would slice it apart right now. Okay, now give me that knife. I'm going to cut it into pieces, then we'll be in front of my patient. Clean up the mess for me. Clean me everything. And not a single seed of anything on the floor. The return of the reality hanging like a hammer on a steel pile. The little girl pulled the knife back from the counter. And the knife drawer, rather. She would tidy up and clean the mess before going out. The two characters enter the patient's room with a cart. There's a tray with a pie placed on top, emanating the smell of meat and spices. Dinner is ready, sir. We apologize for the 3-hour delay. It was complicated to know if he was a cry of joy or pain. The little girl watched the patient's melting face and still had no idea what reaction he was evoking. With Mr. Doctor's calm interjection, she leaned more toward the positive. Pass me the potato, little one. Oh, calm down, sir. I'm here. There you go. So, for dinner, it will be tower tier. I'm Cece to our dear guest here. She's the girl who's been delivering potatoes for not very long. She came to cook a nice meal for you. The doctor climbed into a small stepladder which he placed next to the patient. He placed the tray on his belly around flat enough to serve as a table. We could hear him salivating. Slurp, slurp. A trickle of drool dripped from the patient's lips. But the screams did not stop. When the doctor came down to search his office, the monster screamed like an ogre. Oh! You know very well that if I gave you everything at once, you might choke. How many times do I need to tell you this? Oh! That's it. The patient couldn't take it anymore. A minute later, the fat constituting his body moved impatiently. His skin secreted sweat, and his body oiled itself as if it were in sauna. The little girl feared the worst when she saw the ambiguous changes. Her eyes rose to the tray, neglected the doctor's supervision.
Mr. Doctor, do you need some help?
Useless! Leave the room and sit at the entrance. Don't you see I'm busy? Oh! This time, in the excitement of the ball of fat, the tray slid. Oh my god! Get out of here, little one! It's up to me to take care of the rest.
But, Mr. Doctor!
Get out from there! I don't have much longer. Oh! Oh! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I'll come to you in a moment. Oh! Then through the patient's starvation, the doctor's grating frustration. Splat!
Oh,
Son of a... The tray collapsed on the patient's neck, and the pie smashed right into his face. Good enough. Well, congrats, since I tell you that you can't swallow it whole. It was forced by a series of muffled cries from the monster, bed creaking as the patient jumped up, down with joy with misunderstood joy. So, the little girl wasn't sure how he felt. However, he didn't seem to be surprised by the absurd heat that the pie would release on his face. Oh, what a pain. Every day I keep living in pain. No longer disturbed by her serving her employer, the little girl left the room without making the slightest noise. The little girl was waiting near the entrance for a little while. On the smooth chair, legs crossed, twiddling her thumbs. Plunged into icy silence, then she was the one who blocked the echoes of the patient's scream because it was her who cooked the pies. Difficult to know at the moment if everything was okay. The girl already felt that the efforts were beneficial to the situation. On the other hand, coming from the doctor's frustration and the patient's cries, she suspected that she had done something wrong, even though I wouldn't think so, because she had done nothing rather than follow the steps to cook the pie that would cure the patient. She didn't know how to react until allowing the creak of the door of the hallway, which the doctor returned to the main entrance. She saw the little girl come back to her senses when she saw him. I apologize again for this terrible scene. I myself never have time to breathe a little. From the little girl's point of view, everything was better, it seems.
your patient. Did he manage to swallow it all?
You don't have to worry about that. He's my patient. It's me where the problems go when there are any. Okay, that's what she must have been thinking. This doctor was not open to the discussion. She went for the little girl because she was curious to see how she had helped him. But hey, turns out he wouldn't like to talk about it despite her involvement. Too bad, too bad. Little girl turned on her heel. She took the wheelbarrow back her hand and prepared to leave.
I'm going to Mr. Doctor. I'm going, Mr. Doctor.
Well. Wait, little one. You could come back to cook another dishes for the next few days. The little girl stopped abruptly after opening the door. I think I need to remind you of how tight my schedule becomes through cooking and caring for my patient. I've been having excruciating days since he came in. I constantly live between failure and success. I can't stop hearing its filthy screams. I've had a hard time sleeping. Everything can change with the slightest mistake. Mrs. Doctor was shivering. If someone came every day to cook lunch, it would take a big weight off my shoulders.
Okay, I'll go back.
It would be heaven, little one. This is how the first meeting between the little girl and the Mr. Doctor ended. The little girl left the house, wheelbarrow in hand, and continued her journey on the many paths of the village. The sun was still shining. Some villagers passed near the little girl. It's her!
Yes, you're right. This is the first time I've seen her. She's so little.
The little girl let out a few smiles when the villagers greeted her. Or the little girl that felt that something was wrong, as if she forgot to say something to Mr. Doctor.
Oh well, that'll be for another day.
The little girl kept walking. Scene 7. Oh my god. The day after, the 5th day. The scene is so long. Oh? What's with the stomping? It was noisy, filled, delusional. What is going on there? Why are there so many people outside? An event? No. An announcement? No. Maybe they were just perfect for getting some fresh air? That's not such a bad answer. If you live in the village and just walk to get the fresh air, people around you will suspect the same thing. Because you might be the only one who doesn't know about the girl who delivers potatoes. Many people were walking in the hope of seeing this famous girl. Some to ask for a bag of potatoes, others just to see her, greet her, and admire her efforts. A small group of villagers formed the entrance of the village for those with special requests. Hey, when will she arrive?
Are you also waiting for her arrival? The girl who delivers potatoes.
Of course.
She should arrive in... Wait, let me check. It's already 9 o'clock. She often arrives at these times.
Phew, I got ahead of myself.
You say that. You say that like me. In fact, what do you want from her?
Today I would like to please my... Whoa! Whoa! Whoa there! What do you mean by that? Oh, okay. I asked my kid to cook some good homemade fries. Apparently they are delicious, well salted, oiled as they should be. I wouldn't want to miss the opportunity.
That's my order. On the other hand, I imagine that she doesn't come to you.
That's why I'm asking you when she's coming. The sooner I ask, the sooner she will do my order.
Sir, please, that it won't be until she fills my order. I want some fries too.
Ah, good. Yes.
Yes, but they only come from me and me alone.
Don't you have taste, sir? Okay, you know what? Let me see if... Don't you have taste, sir? Okay, yeah, that's good. Me, sir, if I have access to such a good cook, I would like her to cook something original. I'll ask her to cook me something made from dough, parsley, cheese, and salad leaves. So this photo I brought with me, all that without forgetting her potatoes. Oh my god, my throat's killing me.
Miss, if you want, you can ask the village cook. She will do it for you in no time with so much passion.
Oh no, no. I would like to be with her potatoes and her cooking. Miss Cook, as charming as she is, cooks the very different style from that of the little one. The other can copy this just like if she was the one who did it. Did you hear what happened with Mr. Doctor?
Yes, the meeting with Mr. Doctor, I've heard of it. Besides, I want her to cook with me, same far as when she met...
It's her! She's coming!
Let me pass.
Of course, it wasn't such a nice welcome. As soon as the little girl set foot in the village, all the customers jumped on her. She died. She was overwhelmed by the crowd, goes by a wave of exciting people. They looked like a bunch of paparazzi. The little girl in a wheelbarrow found themselves stuck in the middle of the noise. People jostled around each other. Everyone shouted together repeatedly their request for the day. She shook their arms with a handful of money in their hope that it would complete their task in priority. It was chaotic, to the point that the little girl didn't immediately understand why they was rushing towards her. Please, could you cook me some potatoes with... Please, I would love your talent. Could you come over for a while to cook?
No, look first. I love money. You can cook me this dish from the northern region.
I want you to cook some. Please, kiddo, I need a cook. I'll make you a good salary. Possible to follow.
Slowly, everyone.
So a little girl shipped between them to get out. The crowd, having lost sight of her, began to crush and fight among them like gulls, all searching for the girl in their own swarms. None of them understood that she was no longer there. The little girl wandered through the neighborhoods of the village. Through these, because they were much less crowded than the entrance of the village, she could breathe better. Several other interrupted the little girl on her walk, but there was never a new crowd. Excuse me, are you the girl who goes door to door? Can I buy your bag of potatoes? Of course! Awesome! Thank you so much! Small interventions like that. She couldn't sell her entire batch of potatoes the previous days. Today, maybe because it was the 5th day, she sold a lot more in a short period of time. since she sold so many that she lost the remaining number. Glancing at the wheelbarrow, the little one let out a moan. After half an hour, there were only 2 left. Her first instinct was to go straight to Mr. Doctor's house. He requested her a visit every morning that followed her before lunchtime. She didn't have the time to return home to restock potatoes, so it was risky to go to his house now. At Mr. Doctor's, nothing as different as last time. As soon as she entered, she took the bag of potatoes to the kitchen. She then, with a series of additional grades, she designed the same pie under the boy's critical gaze. Hurrying of the visit was spread over 2 hours, like last time anyway. In the end, she left the house with only 1 bag of potatoes. At that moment, the little girl entered a battlefield. In the distance walked the same group of gluttons who had crushed her at the entrance, and one of them included a despiteful little girl. "She's here!"
Oh no.
And suddenly the group's gaze turned towards her. What the? The most targeted remaining contents of her wheelbarrow were in shock. There's only...
Oh my god! There's 1 bag of potatoes left! Only 1! And she could have given them to all of us at the entrance.
Oh, this one's mine!
No, mine!
Mine!
Ah!
Without thinking, the little girl fled. She sprinted through the different neighborhoods, always with the wheelbarrow in hand. Every time she heard the group in the distance, she quickly changed direction to the other street. But she never succeeded in losing them. There was always at least one villager among them who found her, and they shouted loud and clear, "She's here!" The hungry people immediately joined together to rush towards the little girl. It was insane. It was ridiculous.
Can't say no to everyone.
She kept looking back, still seeing the same group rushing towards her. Then, after about 10 minutes of waiting, she hit a wall. The little girl fell to the ground. She raised her head. Then, right in front of her, as adrenaline climbed in her little body, a loud voice rang out. "Oh, who do I have here?" Mr. Mayor presented himself. She not that she didn't hit a wall, but rather the very roundness of his belly. The tumbling wave of the alley stopped abruptly when they saw Mr. Mayor. They dispersed a little, but no one wanted to attack the little girl. "Mr. Mayor, leave the girl to us." Yes, Mr. Mayor. This is the matter of utmost importance."
Please, just a moment.
So to us. I have money.
Mr. Mayor looked at it and, judging the situation, frowned. He banged the cane in his ground. He held out his arm and then exclaimed in his cow voice, "Oh, what a bunch of idiots you are! Can't you see I'm busy? Are you trying to interrupt my moment?" "No, Mr. Mayor.
I don't want to bother you. But if you could...
I don't care about your nonsense. I know that I came to the village to buy her last bag of potatoes. If anyone wants to see her, they should wait their turn. Otherwise, I'll pinch your cheeks."
Oh,
Villagers, devoid of interest, walked away from the little girl.
Oh, you saved me.
"At your service, young lady." Mr. Mayor raised his hat while the little girl wrapped her arms around his belly. "Good, I see my dinner is planned. Good, I'm going to cook my pork and I'll eat some delicious baked potatoes as a side dish. Oh, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. A treat." It was the first time Mr. Mayor was tempted by the potatoes. "Oh, I apologize. You wanted me to pay the price. Let's see. 1, 2. There you go. Go get some rest. Tomorrow there might be a lot of people." Mr. Mayor returned home when...
Mr. Mayor?
Huh?
You don't live in the village?
I don't. Why?
Because I never found your house.
Oh, it's not complicated. Do you want me to take you there? The girl nodded. "Follow me then." She followed the fat man. Where to get there wasn't that long compared to the village to the house, but it was also more obvious to find that, for example, Mr. Lumberjack's house. Crossing to the back of the village, we could see a long dirt path. Just crossed a wall of trees, which on the other side led towards a hill, and above this hill was the house of Mr. Mayor. Very big house, more like a mansion than a house, and she was the mayor of the village. A little bit of modesty. The mansion has several doors and more than one window. Not everyone is entitled to it in the village.
Wow, so big.
Certainly. Who has could live in the mansion? Nobody except me. She followed up to the old Santa Claus laugh. Oh. With that, I'm leaving you. Now that you know the way to get here, don't hesitate to pass by during your work hours. I'll always be there to answer you. You're a famous young lady. It would be wonderful if you came to take a break from time to time among local celebrities.
I'll think about it.
Concept populated that completely crossed her mind. That would explain how there was a frenzied crowd waiting for into the village. Also the passerbys who react with her presence. Not necessarily out of kindness, but because we all knew her. Yes, with that in mind, the little girl was popular. Hero of the village. Looking forward to seeing you again. Mr. Mayor closed the door. The little girl's eyes were shining. She went back down the hill to reach the village, and in complete tranquility made her way through the alleys. Many villagers were still walking around and noticed the little girl, no longer having bags of potatoes in a wheelbarrow. They only greeted her with the back of their hands. And the child was on her part, and Miss Mayor pointed out. She understood this remark better. She felt loved by everyone, or popular. The little girl greeted passersby by in return, and for some worried about missing their chance, she assured them that she would return the next day, with many more bags of potatoes than the day before. It was in the fine afternoon wind that she left the village and returned home, a smile on her face. Her day seemed over, when suddenly, walking along the fence of the potato field, the little girl saw a truck near the house, and someone came out of the bag of groceries in her arms. She recognized her by her long hair, the same color as hers. Oh, so she didn't die. Okay, that's nice. I'm still expecting the big drop when the world plunges deep into hell and everyone dies or whatever. I'm still waiting for that, or she just finds like a mangled corpse in the forest. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know, this is only Act 2 of like, what, 8? I saw in the achievements or whatever. And this game got some meat on its bones. And there's a big sister. Oh yeah! She came back after a week, and almost a week has passed since then. Time passed so quickly. The little girl ran home. She opened the door. Then, while the big sister barely had her entrance, the little girl let go of her wheelbarrow and drove at her big sister. The sudden jump caused the big sister to drop her bags.
Sis, I miss you so much.
You too, girl. The big sister choked at the weight pressing on her chest. The little girl's big head rubbing against her as if it were a kitten.
Sis, finally you're back. I learned a lot this week.
Oh yeah?
Yes, I worked a lot. I learned a lot of recipes and met a lot of people, and I'm sorry, you must be tired. Go to the living room, rest. Okay, tonight I'm the one who cooks. You need to eat a good supper to pull yourself together.
I don't have much time to eat. I came to say that I had to go back.
No, rest. Rest, sis. Let me take care of everything.
The girl forced her big sister to lie down on the couch for a while.
Here. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit? For her big sister's nap, the little girl was cooking her supper. Large stuffed potatoes, as bright colorful as last time, but better than Miss Cook, since she had learned better since then. was the little girl's first time cooking supper. The big sister could smell it from the living room. She was very surprised to know the source. After many, many evenings of exhaustion by cooking dishes, maybe she was dreaming? But no, her stomach was indeed growling at the meal her little sister had prepared. So the big sister grabbed her fork and enjoyed the meal. It's pretty good.
Right, right.
Too busy eating, the big sister nodded her forehead.
It was Mr. Cook who taught me that. I learned a lot from my potato deliveries. No, at first I didn't know if the villagers would like the potatoes. And yet I copied your techniques and now everyone loves potatoes. Everyone wants my potatoes. Everyone wants me to cook food. And many of them would be willing to pay me. I even got paid for my services. Do you realize that?
Yes, that's good.
Even Mr. Mayor adores me. He's always happy to see me when I visit the village. And every morning the villagers wait for me at the entrance of the village for potatoes. I'm famous. It's awesome.
Yes. But, tell me, your dreams thought changed after a week? Do you still want to cook apple dishes?
Well, no. I mean, yes, I still want to. For now, I want to try to know your daily life by harvesting potatoes. And when they'll grow, I'll change it for apples.
Okay, but... I thought you'd be burned out after your first day.
I was very exhausted after my first delivery.
That's not what I meant. I thought you only delivered bags of potatoes for like one day, not a full week.
Oh, I was very motivated.
Yes.
Besides, sister, don't you live the same way? You must be famous too, or rather, mega famous. People must ask for so many potatoes and other surroundings, seeing how much you work and...
Sis? The girl reacted to the lack of balance in the exchange. She talked a lot without leaving the room for whatever that word was. Seeing the face down in the fine detail of the features, the little girl understood the decline in investment in her big sister. She felt like her big sister wasn't listening, not out of malice, but out of distraction. Something must be worrying her. An annoying weight, thought that made her react with lots of emotion at once, without a clear idea of what she felt.
Are you listening to me, sis?
Why did you do this for a week? When could you have just done it for a day? Whoa, what the hell? Why are you so mad at her, man? Man, bro, if I was working on a potato farm, and if it turns out my little sibling did my job for an entire week, bro, I'd be proud of them. I'd be proud of them. Like heck yeah, man. Yeah, you did it. It's good for you. Like, man, I'd be proud. What's your problem?
Because I wanted to see what it felt like to be like you. And since I kind of want to do the same when I get my apples. Are you okay, sis? I'm worried about you. I won't want you to experience the misery that I... What do you mean, misery? Did you listen to what I said? It's not a misery. Isn't that how you live?
Yes, I live the same, almost the same.
So where's the misery? It's good to be famous.
They just greet me in the street, although a few days ago no one knew who I was.
What's wrong with this? Don't you like that?
Are you sure you like it, girl?
I love it. When I have my apples, I'll love that even more.
Alright. Listen, I would love to say that you should stop for the next few days, but I wouldn't know how to say without giving you the impression that I'm harming you. If you like it that much, continue your trips to the village, but if you prefer, wait again until the day you get your apples. Even though I'm not sure it will change anything at this point, maybe it's too late.
Tomorrow there will be a lot of people who will be ready to see me. Mr. Mayor told me I can't refuse to go.
If you say so, I wouldn't go. Big sister ate what little remained of supper. It was delicious. You cooked well. A little afterwards, Big sister carried the plate to the counter. She laid down on the sofa in the living room. As the little girl, she went up to the living room. Then nothing more. Both lost in thought, one worried and afraid of the behavior of the other. Having no more energy for the harvest, the little girl lay down on the bed. She stared at the ceiling for a moment, and as a fate applied to her, she dozed off. See you tomorrow, little girl. Oh my god! Oh! Oh! Activating second plant. Oh! It's about time. Oh! Oh! Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Alright. With that. Alright. Yeah, with that, I think that's enough of the Apple Girl for today. Chapter 2. Oh my god! Oh, that was so long. I wasn't used to that. I'm used to smaller chapters and visual novels. Oh. But I'm gonna do actually. I'm imagine it's gonna be much longer. But I'm still gonna do it. Why? Because I'm enjoying this game. But yeah, that was the Apple Girl chapter 2. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.